Today we're going to start your printmaking project. We're going to be making lots of different prints with the Gelli plate prints, and we will collage them together on a page. You can leave it like this, or you can add quotes. I'll show you some other options if you decide to do so. First thing we'll do is get out the table covers, and then you have all these supplies for printing. You're going to have a piece of paper to put down on the table. We'll have this plexiglass sheet that we're going to stick the Gelli plate to. This is our Gelli plate. It has two plastic sheets to make sure they don't all stick together in the box. You're going to gently peel those off and don't lose those. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the Gelli plate on top of the plexiglass. So it should go on there in the center, that way it isn't moving around for you. And then we're going to tuck these pages, these plastic sheets, underneath the paper just so you don't lose it and we know where it's at. You should also have a roller. You'll have scrap paper off to the side. This is what we're going to use to clean off the Gelli plate and or your roller in between colors. We will start with some paint. So just put on a little bit. You don't want to put too much because then the roller won't roll. So start with a small amount. You can always add more. You could do multiple colors too. You can do like an ombre if you want to. It's up to you. Okay, we're just going to cover the whole plate. I like to do a few of the sheets as a background color, so I'm just going to do some pulls of a regular Gelli plate with no stamping or anything on it. So I'm going to take one of my papers. Don't forget to put your name on your paper because they all start to look the same. You can also do it at the end. I'm a big fan of scrap paper. It's up to you which side you want to print on. I'll be printing on both sides eventually. And then you just kind of push down on that. And then peel it up. So I have a nice solid background there. I can either do another one with that same color. You can also take your roller. You can do this to make your background, or you use this to clean off your roller and Gelli plate. So I might roll this on here. I'm also going to use this to kind of get that cleaned off. So try to get off as much as you can. I can use this as a scrap page, or I can continue to use that as one of my backgrounds. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm going to switch colors so I can show you some of our stamps. And it's okay if they mix together a little bit. We're going to have a lot of fun with this, just trying the different colors, see how they react on top of each other. So I have a lot of different kind of homemade stencil techniques we're going to be looking at. This one is some type of lace or tool that I found, and we're just going to put that over top. I'm going to do half so it can do a few different things at the same time. I also have the sequin waste strips. This will give you dots on the page that you print on. I have an overlap here, and that's totally fine. So put that over top. Nope, I kind of went in an angle, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter what these look like as a whole since they're going to get cut up anyway, so if it doesn't perfectly line up, you don't have to worry about it. So this gives me some squares in there, and I got some dots on this side as well. If you act quickly, sometimes you can get a stamp from this. So I might try to put that on there. You'll get the negative on that side. You could do the same with this if you want to. You could do that on top of one of your backgrounds. And I have some other color here, so I'm going to use this on a different one. So it's good to keep all your papers so you can see them and use some different techniques. Ooh, or a different color on there. So I used those. I'm going to show you some different ones. So any type of the stamps, you basically are going to stamp them. So I'm going to do this one for you. This is the cardboard, and it'll be sets of lines. There is a cup. You can do either side. You can stamp the bigger end, or there's a matching smaller circle, so you can put them inside of each other if you want to. You can do something like that. You do a whole series of circles. I really like those a lot. You can do the Q-tip. Q-tip allows you to draw any design you want in there. So I'm going to do a little zigzag. And there's also, might be some game pieces in there. Those will be little circles. And then I also have some strips of paper. These are going to act as a blackout. So anywhere I put this, it won't print. Let me do something like that. And you can do whatever wacky design you want with that. If you wanted to do some actual paper cutouts, you could. I might actually even do, that's too much. So I have another print over here with several things. I'm going to go for a third layer. 3 layers usually works pretty well. I feel like sometimes it works well to work from light to dark. So maybe start off, until you kind of get the hang of it, start off with some lighter colors. I like the yellow to start off with a lot, or this lighter green works well. So I have the green is where it printed. This is where those strips were. Sometimes you can take a ghost print of what's on there. So it might go like that. Okay. And then I have one more I want to show you is this scraper. And I think I'll do this color since it'll work with the paper that I have available. We'll usually work on these for a couple days unless I tell you otherwise. So you might even have more that you do the background for the first day and kind of layer a little bit, and then the second day be able to layer a little bit more after you kind of understand how it works. The scrapers are fun. You can do some sort of wave with them. And then if you would wipe off the extra paint there. So I'm going to take one of these. I might do this one. This one has that same color. I kind of like that color scheme, so I'm going to stick with it for this. Do work in different colors though, because when we go to cut these up, you'll want a variety. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's how that kind of works. So you'll keep layering. Here's a couple others I did. I like that yellow on the beginning. I like this red with the blue. I might layer on that some more later. We also have the kitchen tile that you can just lay down and print right over it like we did before. So experiment with some of the other things that are in there. I'm going to clean this up because I am done for now. So this is how we're going to clean up. Take your roller and on that scrap paper, roll it until no more paint comes off. And then also take something on your Gelli plate and try to get that off. So after I've done that and no more comes off, we're ready to do the cleanup. To clean up, we are going to use the baby wipes. We've rolled off all of the paint on here. So you're going to grab one baby wipe, should do it for everything. Use that on here. Wipe it till no more comes off. And this should clean it up. We don't need to do anything at the sink, hopefully. So get as much as you can off on the roller there till it's clean. Set that aside. You're going to wipe off your plate. Go over the side, and if you got any paint on the plexiglass, if you would wipe that too, just so it's clean for the next people. Go ahead and wipe the edge with that as well, because sometimes a little bit of paint gets over there. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and wipe right here while I have it on there, because there's no paint underneath there from me. Clean up those edges. Some of that was from somebody else. I'll clean it up a little bit more later. And then I have my 2 sheets that the Gelli plate came with. So make sure you still have those. One of them will go right on top here. Try to center that best you can. That way everything fits back in the box the way we found it. And I will just peel that up. Nope, it slid off. Try again. So peel that up, and then I put the other one back here. Okay, so I have this to go back in the box, the plexiglass, and this paper will also go back there, as well as your roller. Keep all your papers, make sure your name's on it. They should be dry and could go in your locker today, and you'll be able to paint more on them tomorrow. Don't forget to kind of wipe up the scrapers, and if you use the gift card or anything like that, Q-tips will get thrown away. Papers will go in your box of tools.